Hurricane Milton leaves devastating damage. A man is arrested for homicide, and Vandy fans tear down a goalpost.
We will have all that and more on this episode of APSU-TV News. Welcome back to your APSU-TV News. I'm Wyatt Imbush.
And I'm Baylor Betts. Hurricane Milton slammed over Florida overnight with winds reaching 180 miles per hour, making it the strongest hurricane ever so late in the season in the Gulf of Mexico. It roared ashore near Siesta Key, Florida as a dangerous Category 3 storm and weakened to a Category 1 as it cut through the state, according to the National Hurricane Center. But it wasn't just hurricane force winds and storm surge wrecking HVAC and causing more than a dozen people's death. Lee Waldman is in Sarasota, Florida with the latest.
Not far from where Hurricane Milton made landfall here in Sarasota, the damage is obvious. A tree quite literally ripped from its roots, landing on top of this church, significantly damaging the roof here. That's the same story repeated in this neighborhood surrounding this church and across the Sarasota community, just showing the power of this storm.
This is the first time we've seen it this bad.
While all eyes were on Hurricane Milton's monstrous anticipated storm surge,
you can feel that tornado coming through.
A wave of fast-spawning tornadoes added to the storm's destructive impact in several cities.
We always prepare for the hurricanes. There's no way we could have predicted this type of tornadic activity.
At one point in St. Lucie County, 3 twisters hit the ground in less than 25 minutes, according to an analysis of National Weather Service data. Those tornadoes are blamed for several fatalities, a number that could rise as search crews continue to assess and clear damaged structures. Daylight hours Thursday are bringing the full scope of Milton's damage into focus. Some areas outside of the evacuation zones were not immune to the storm's fury.
We had people that evacuated here to make sure they were safe. These are people that live day to day, and they have nothing.
Some roads are still dangerous due to flooding, debris, and potential downlines. Do not risk it.
Milton's storm surge, though less than expected, still landed a powerful punch, with some areas seeing a surge of more than 5 feet over normal high tides. St. Petersburg experienced a once-in-1,000-year rainfall, and Naples hitting their second highest watermark on record. Water rescue teams were busy overnight and throughout the day. As Milton moves out to sea off Florida's east coast, it leaves a storm-exhausted but optimistic state behind.
There's a lot of cleanup ahead of us, but we've done this before and we're going to do it again.
Now, about a mile down the road from where we are right here, we saw hundreds of vehicles from linemen across the state in a staging area all ready to be deployed. There are more than 3.2 million customers across the state of Florida who are without power today. That is all from the powerful punch of Hurricane Milton. In Sarasota, Florida, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
A 20-year-old man is in custody after a fatal shooting near the Ashridge Apartments in Clarksville last month. Zaquan Jatarion Holiday has been charged with criminal homicide after police say he shot 18-year-old Carlos Wills in the head. In the early hours of September 9th, officers responded to reports of a shooting in progress near the Dollar General on Ashridge Drive. When they arrived, they found Wills with a gunshot wound to the head. He was rushed to Tennova Healthcare Clarksville and was later transferred to Vanderbilt University Medical Center, where he later died from his injuries. Police say during their investigation they found Wills had been riding in a vehicle with Holiday and several others. Witnesses claim Holiday had been using drugs, including marijuana and nitrous oxide, when he suddenly pulled out a gun and shot Wills without warning. One passenger tried to wrestle the gun away while 2 others escaped and sought help from nearby residents. The police used photo lineups to identify Holiday as the shooter. He was arrested on September 16th and charged with criminal homicide. The investigation into the circumstances of the shooting remains ongoing. A Clarksville man is facing serious charges of aggravated kidnapping and burglary. Police say 19-year-old Demarion Russell broke into a woman's home, held her at gunpoint, and restricted her movements as they made their way through the house. This was moments before he stole 2 firearms. The incident occurred on August 20th on White Oak Road. According to police reports, The suspect entered the residence wearing a dark hoodie and sagging pants. Surveillance footage from the home captured the event, and investigators later matched this with additional footage showing Russell in a similar clothing. In a major break for the police, Russell was already wearing a GPS ankle monitor as part of the prior bond condition. Data from the monitor confirmed he was at the scene at the time the crime took place. On September 18th, Russell was arrested and has now been charged with aggravated kidnapping, aggravated burglary, and firearm possession while committing a felony. He will be kept in custody as the investigation continues.
A Mount Juliet woman says hundreds of dollars of tickets were stolen from her Ticketmaster account. WKRN-TV reports the woman believes her information may have been compromised after Ticketmaster fell victim to a cyber attack back in May. Lucy Peffer and her sister were able to snag 3 tickets to the Taylor Swift Eras Tour in Toronto in November. However, weeks before the scheduled concert, Lucy received a series of texts saying her tickets were stolen. She then found her tickets being resold on several resale sites. Pepper says she has been on the phone, including being on hold probably 8 to 10 hours a day with fraud departments. They reached out to Ticketmaster and they claimed to recover and return her tickets. However, they have yet to be returned to her account.
Clarksville police are investigating a growing trend of porch pirates targeting cell phone deliveries, and it appears to be part of a coordinated national effort. Investigators say the thefts are linked to an organized group operating out of New Jersey, with thieves showing up just moments after deliveries are made. Clarksville Police Department spokesman Scott Bobian says detectives have been tracking their cases, which mirror similar incidents in other areas. The group seems to have advanced knowledge of when and where cell phones are being delivered, making it easy for them to steal the packages right off the doorsteps. Authorities are urging residents to take precautions, such as arranging for someone to sign up for the package or opting in for in-store pickup to avoid having valuable items left unattended. Anyone with information or surveillance footage related to these thefts is asked to give the police a call.
It's the story that many are still amazed about. Vanderbilt University completed an historic win against the University of Alabama, 40-35. The Commodores shocked the Crimson Tide with just minutes to spare. Vandy fans swarmed the field after the game. They tore down a goalpost, carried it out the stadium and down Broadway, then tossed the goalpost into the Cumberland River. The Associated Press reports the Commodores had not beaten Alabama on the field in 40 years.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Hey everyone, I'm Jazmin Logan, and welcome back to the Political Corner. Israel's invasion of Lebanon is intensifying as the conflict in the Middle East worsens. More than 1,400 people have been killed in Lebanon since last month. It's been just 1 year since Hamas attacked Israel on October 8, 2023. Israel has stepped up attacks on Lebanon and attempted to destroy Hezbollah's infrastructure. Israel's goal is to relocate the displaced residents back to their homes and remove Hezbollah's launch pads to prevent further missile attacks. Hezbollah's leader is willing to negotiate a ceasefire, but believes that Israel will continue on until a stronger force in the UN interferes. As Hurricane Milton barrels across Florida, the Biden administration is keeping a close eye on the massive storm. White House officials are monitoring the path and the strength of Milton, and they are also working to keep everyone informed about their efforts to support the people impacted. It's become a bigger challenge in light of misinformation about the response to Hurricane Helene.
President Joe Biden has rearranged his schedule, canceling a trip abroad to meet with world leaders in order to monitor Hurricane Milton. On Tuesday, he told reporters he needs to be in the country when this potentially disastrous storm hits. President Joe Biden urging those near the storm to listen to local officials and follow safety instructions.
I know it's really tough leaving behind your home, your belongings, everything you own.
The Biden administration has detailed a long list of steps it's taken already to prepare for Hurricane Milton, including approving Florida's pre-landfall emergency declaration, deploying federal personnel to the state for search and rescue efforts, and ramping up efforts to clear debris from Hurricane Helene.
We have made available an unprecedented number of assets to deal with this crisis. We're going to continue to do so until the job is done.
The politics of managing storm recovery have become a serious flashpoint. The president and top White House officials have grown extremely concerned about the spread of disinformation about the federal response to last week's Hurricane Helene, including falsehoods repeated by former President Donald Trump. Vice President Kamala Harris is accusing Trump of putting himself before the needs of others.
It is unconscionable, frankly, that anyone who would consider themselves a leader would mislead desperate people to the point that those desperate people would not receive the aid to which they are entitled.
Meanwhile, the Republican ticket is accusing the Biden-Harris administration of mismanaging the response to Hurricane Helene. In a Wall Street Journal op-ed, Trump's running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, claimed a bureaucratic bottleneck was delaying the deployment of active-duty military personnel. Biden and Harris were a part of a briefing Wednesday afternoon focused on Milton preparations. Following that meeting, Harris described the storm as unlike anything we've seen before. Reporting at the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Now to a legal maneuver most people never thought they would see happen. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers unexpectedly used his veto power to keep a school funding bill in place for the next 400 years. This situation exemplified just how broad the Wisconsin governor's veto powers are. Wisconsin Supreme Court justices agree that Governor Evers' actions are, quote, extreme. This specific bill was intended to add $325 per student for public schools for the 2025 school year. However, the school's partial veto gave him the power to extend this bill to the 2024-2025 school year. This has opened the Florida debates on if the Supreme Court should reject Evers' veto and place certain restrictions on a governor's ability to prevent this in the future. Arizona, one of the presidential swing states, has opened up the polls for early voting. One Arizona voter, Kathy Kukul, reported voting for Vice President Harris because she likes her policies. Another voter, Frank Spencer, reported voting for former President Trump because he believed Trump was more globally respected. President Joe Biden beat Trump by a small margin in Arizona in 2020, so it's no coincidence that both presidential candidates have rallies scheduled in the swing state just as early voting is kicked off. Other swing states like Michigan, North Carolina, Nevada, and Georgia will be kicking off early voting for this election this month too. Well, that's all I have for you guys today here in the Political Corner. Stay tuned for the weather after this short break.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Thanks for sticking with us for the weather. I'm Michael Dangerfield. Looking at our current national temperatures, we only have 2 more states coming down from the 80s, from Chicago and Los Angeles, and then we move down to our October fall weather. We have Denver at 76, New York, no surprise, at 72, and Atlanta at 75. Today's highs in Montgomery Central, we have a sunny day with a few chances of clouds, 82 degrees, no wind speeds, and a small chance of rain. And looking for our night lows, we have clear skies, 64 degrees, 2 mild wind speeds, and just a 3% chance of rain. And then our 5-day forecast going into fall break, we have a pretty cloudy weekend. Friday, highs and lows of 82 and 49. Saturday, we have a little bit of sun with 85 and 62. And then Sunday through Tuesday, we have clouds again with 87, 48 for the highs and lows, 67, 44, and 63 and 36. That's all today we have for our local and national weather. APSU will be returning after this break with your campus sports.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Hi, I'm Hugh Wheeler, bringing you the latest in Clarksville sports. Austin Peay football is celebrating its second victory in 3 weeks after beating the West Georgia Wolves 20-16. It was the Governor Football's first United Athletics Conference win this season. APSU ran for more than 200 yards for the third straight game despite leading rusher Lavelle Wright being out with an injury. The Governors traded the lead with the Wolves 6 times in the contest. The final lead change came when quarterback Austin Smith threw a touchdown pass to tight end Alec Pell with 1:23 left in the fourth. The Governors take the bye week halfway through their 12-game schedule and a 2-4 record. Austin Peay returns next Saturday with a Utah road trip to take on Utah Tech in St. George on October 19th. Governor's Ice Hockey Club travels to Oxford, Mississippi this weekend to take on the Ole Miss Rebels. Austin Peay sits in 8th place in the College Hockey South Division III standings. The Govs lead Division III in penalty minutes with 100 minutes logged in just 4 games. APSU returns to Clarksville next Friday and Saturday to play the Alabama Birmingham Blazers at the Ford Ice Center. Clarksville's Red River Spartans defeated the Battle Creek Colonels Friday and Saturday last weekend and lead the United States Premier Hockey League Great Lakes Division by 7 points. The Spartans tallied the 3rd most goals of any USPHL team this season so far with 56. Red River takes this weekend off before taking on the Toledo Cherokee here at the Ford Ice Center for 3 games next weekend. APSU volleyball dropped 2 more Atlantic Sun Conference games last weekend and sits at 1-14 this season. The Governors won their first set point in October on Friday against Lipscomb, snapping a 15-set losing streak dating back to September 20th. Austin Peay marched closer to victory Saturday after winning 2 of 5 sets against West Georgia. APSU fought hard in the 5th set after falling behind 9-4. The West Georgia Wolves put the final set away 15-11. The Governors host Central Arkansas today and North Alabama tomorrow in search of their first conference win. Governors Soccer sits 1 win away from clinching a spot in the ASUN tournament after defeating the Stetson Hatters 2-1 last night at Morgan Brothers Field. Austin Peay's first clinching opportunity comes Sunday at home against the Jacksonville Dolphins at 1 in the afternoon. Lady Govs Golf wins the Battle of the Border against Murray State and Hopkinsville on Sunday. Austin Peay travels to Jonesboro, Arkansas for the Lady Red Wolves Classic Sunday. Governors Men's Golf participates at Murray, Kentucky's The Buddy against Murray State on Monday. Austin Peay Cross Country travels to Cookeville for their final regular season race, Golden Eagle Invitational. The postseason begins on November 2nd in DeLand, Florida with the ASUN Championships. That's all for sports. I'm Hugh Wheeler. We'll be back with more after this.
What a disaster.
You're a disaster.
This is a disaster.
You can't be ready for every little disaster, but you can prepare for a big one. Make an emergency plan today.
Welcome back. As we head into fall break, APSU students are preparing for the midterm exams. William West, along with videographers Jerome Knight and Sierra Bell, ask Austin Peay students how they are managing during this busy time.
All right, man. So who am I here with today? My name is Jeremy.
What's Kaylee? My name's Paige.
What's your name?
I'm Lindsay Arnold.
Lindsay. Bad people today.
Nevaeh.
Nevaeh. Sean. You're here with Tyler James Freshwater. Man. I'm TJ. This is Eli.
Noel.
Tell me about how do you feel about midterm?
A little bit nervous, but pretty good.
Okay. Paige.
I'm also nervous. I'm a little nervous, but I'm ready for the city elevator.
So I had a pretty decent exam. I think I studied hard, I crammed hard, and I think I did well on it.
I'm kind of excited for it. I have only one class I'm kind of a little shaky for, but other than that, I think I'm pretty good at it.
So what is that one class you feel shaky for?
Psychology.
I don't know. Probably nervous a little bit.
So what class are you most nervous about?
Probably my AC because it's so long.
Forever. I feel like they've been coming up for a while now, and I feel like I ain't studied enough, but.
So what class are you most nervous about if for midterm?
A&P, bro.
A&P?
I feel scared about midterm. They look a little hard, but I'm studying for them judges. I feel you.
Stress City, why are you stressed?
I have to write a 5-page paper and I have to do a presentation.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, basically stress as well.
Stress. What about you?
I actually don't have any, so I feel pretty good.
Okay, so that's good.
Kind of a nervous wreck. I've been up all night studying, college life. People think it's all about fun and games, but in reality, it's really hard. And midterms are a giant struggle.
I appreciate it, though.
No problem, dude. Good luck.
You too.
Tomorrow, children in Clarksville will get a chance to boost their reading skills with some furry friends by their side. The Read With Me Tender Paws Therapy Dogs event is happening at Clarksville Montgomery County Library, and it's designed to help kids of all ages practice reading out loud in a supportive and stress-free environment. The event kicks off at 1 p.m. tomorrow, October 12th, where children will be able to sit down and read to therapy dogs, providing a fun and calming experience. Organizers say the event helps young readers gain confidence in their abilities, as dogs offer a non-judgmental audience that helps make kids feel more comfortable. This Halloween season, the Roxy Regional Theater is bringing the spooky fun with a special screening of Beetlejuice. Head over to 100 Franklin Street on Sunday, October 13th, where the movie starts at 2 p.m. Tickets are only $5, making it the perfect way to get into the Halloween spirit with family and friends. Don't miss this chance to relive the iconic ghostly antics of Beetlejuice.
A Halloween display that is more treat than trick. And college kids can now get food delivered by robots. Take a look at this.
Check out this massive kid-created Halloween display, a full-on holiday horror house filled with the favorites: smoking ghouls, scary clowns, and shrieking scarecrows. All this work done by 12-year-old Braden Willis of Smithfield, Rhode Island. Braden says he's been putting up Halloween horrors most of his life, and this year he's got 50 full-sized chilling creatures around his family home, where he gives daily tours to tout the eerie exhibit. This super cool creation isn't a trick, but rather a treat. Braden has autism and uses this array of spooky spectacles to raise money for autism awareness.
When you come in person, you can make a donation to this purple box right here, which has lights on it that aren't turned on. You'll see the sign down below, which tells you that that's the Autism Speaks donation.
How about some more Halloween treats? Just a good old assortment of animals chowing down on juicy jack-o'-lanterns at Brookfield Zoo, Chicago. This bear breaking open a swinging sweet to get the goodness inside that gourd. A hippo hankering for a heavenly piece of that pumpkin. Oh hey, this primate got a mini morsel to munch on. Perfect size for a low-calorie option. All in all, it looks like a well-fed group as Halloween festivities get underway. Speaking of snacks, college kids are now getting them delivered via robots? Where was this when I was in school? At the University of Minnesota, these six-wheel wonders from Starship Technologies are loaded up with food from select vendors. Then the robots ramble right across campus to complete the delivery. Students just order via an app and voila, the cuisine is carted right to them. The service is so popular, more robots are on the way to meet demand. For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
Well, all right. Gentlemen, what we have going on this weekend?
Well, you know, with it getting chillier outside, I think I'm going to take my southern intuition and make myself some chili. And I think I'm going to curl up with maybe a book, maybe a movie. What about you guys?
I'm actually doing a watch party for the Tennessee-Florida game, and we're actually cooking chili too, so that's fun.
Nice.
How about that?
You got any chili going down there?
I just piggybacking off what you said, it's cold, so for fall break, I'm going to Los Angeles. Try to get some time in the sun a little bit.
I'm going to Panama City, Florida. Yeah. I'm away from the hurricane, though.
Exactly.
You know?
You guys are smart and prepared for this ahead of time.
I'm breaking the rules this year. I'm going fall break next week. I'm going to Boston for the week. I'm really excited.
You
Never been
there?
No, just eating, having fun.
There you go.
That's all the time we have for today. Make sure to follow us on Facebook at APSU-TV Clarksville and Instagram at APSU-TV_TV. Thank you for watching your APSU-TV news update. We'll be back, and as next time, and always,
let's go P.